Hello, we are going to speak with Mita today, a National Board and American College of Lifestyle Medicine certified health coach and Mind Body's Spirit Wellness researcher, who's going to share with us the dietary trends in 2020. Hello, Mita, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Let's first begin with the basic question. What is a fad diet?
A fad diet is something that promises quick results. Fad diets are common for weight loss. They usually try to cut back one of the macronutrients. So if we look at our diets, it has three main components: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and they try to limit one of these. As a result, you have a drastic reduction in your calories and you see a quick weight loss.
Okay, so if that's a fad diet, what's a healthy lifestyle?
A healthy lifestyle is a way of being or living. It is something you can do over a period of time. It is not just for a specific occasion such as a wedding or a vacation, but it's something that you will be doing over an extended period of time.
What are some downward trends you're observing lately?
One of the programs that I can think of is the Keto Diet. It's been popular for some time now, but it's losing some steam. And there are good reasons for that. Before I get to those reasons, let me give you a background about the Keto Diet. It was used by some doctors in early 1900s to treat conditions such as diabetes and epilepsy. But a side effect that was observed was that the patients lost a lot of weight. In 1970, Dr. Robert Atkins took advantage of this observation and popularized this diet as a weight loss diet for commercial reasons. And since then, it's been around. Now, let me tell you how the keto diet works. Our body mainly depends on glucose as a source of energy. But in keto diet, a person cut backs on their carbohydrate intake significantly. As a result, the body uses fats for energy reasons. Fats are broken down into bodies called ketone bodies. Now, these ketone bodies suppress the hunger stimulating hormones such as insulin and ghrelin, and so a person doesn't feel as hungry. If you have been one of those who has been trying to lose weight for a really long time, you know how hard it is to cut back on your calories, not being able to eat certain foods. And so when this diet came around, it felt really satisfying. You did not crave those chips or those cookies as much because the fats and the proteins filled you up. But at the same time, it had some negative impacts. So the people had fogginess, constipation, irritability, headache, certain medical conditions such as osteoporosis, kidney stones, and gout aggravated too. People had higher LDL cholesterol levels. Moreover, after the initial phase, when people saw significant weight loss, eating the same kind of food got boring, and so it became quite unsustainable. Besides that, we don't have any long-term studies on impact of this kind of eating on our health. And for all those reasons, it's kind of becoming less popular to some other diets at this time.
What are some of the upward trends you're observing?
Some of the upward trends that we are observing are lifestyle changes, which is quite encouraging. Now, I might use the word diet quite a bit in this section, but that's because these lifestyle changes are often referred to as diet as well. One of them is intermittent fasting. In intermittent fasting, a person eats only in a specific window of the day, either for 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, and fasts for the rest of the hours. Now, the premise behind intermittent fasting is our body is either in insulin high or insulin low state. When it's in an insulin high state, when we have eaten our food, we are in an insulin high state, and when we haven't for a few hours, we are in insulin low state. The purpose is to increase that time length of insulin low state. Fasting has been common for many generations, for religious reasons, for health reasons. People do it for better self-control, a lot of those reasons. But some of the key findings are that the time of the day that you eat matters. Your breakfast is one of the most important meals you can have through the day. If you have a sandwich in the morning for breakfast, it releases less blood sugar levels, or it raises lower blood sugar levels as compared to eating the same sandwich later in the day. Those who have skipped breakfast are at higher predisposition to cardiac conditions such as atherosclerosis or hypertension. Even higher rates of diabetes and premature mortality are common among those who skip their breakfast. Now, you would ask, what's the right window? So if you choose to eat for 8 hours of the day, you can eat from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. And if you choose to eat for 12 hours, you eat from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Cutting back on eating after 7 p.m. is good for not just the raise in blood sugar levels, but it also helps you cut back on a lot of that junk and snack food that you kind of reward yourself towards the end of the day with while binge watching TV. And so it reduces a significant amount of calories, up to almost 250 or more calories every day. Another upward trend we are observing is with the Mediterranean diet. Now, Mediterranean diet has been around for a really long time and it's very well studied. Mediterranean diet promotes plant-based food intake mostly, so plenty of whole grain carbs, proteins from beans and legumes, nuts, seeds, some olive oil, some wine intake, plenty of herbs and spices. It does allow some amount of meat intake, some amount of fish twice a week, but it does also promote plenty of physical activity, which is often not known about this diet. At Harvard Medical School, where they studied around 26,000 women over a 12-year period of time, the women who followed the Mediterranean lifestyle were at 30% lower risk of cardiovascular diseases as compared to others. Another good study is the Nurses' Health Study. In this study, they followed women between 57 years of age and 61 years of age over a period of time. And when they turned 70, they were tested for their physical as well as mental abilities. They found that women who lived a Mediterranean lifestyle had 46% higher probability of aging healthy. That is, they were not only physically active, they did not have any chronic conditions like diabetes or cardiovascular diseases, but they also were cognitively capable of independent living. Taking the world by its storm is the whole food plant-based diet. It promotes eating only plant-based food such as whole grains, legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, fruits and vegetables, lots of herbs and spices in their natural form with minimal processing. It discourages use of any animal products such as dairy, egg, fish, meat, because these animal products release plenty of free radicals, unhealthy proteins, saturated fats, and concentrated sugars that are responsible for a lot of chronic conditions that we see today. It also discourages use of oil, salt, and sugar in our diet. Now, this diet became popular in 1970s when Dr. Dean Ornish published an article on the ability of a whole food plant-based diet to reverse cardiovascular conditions. And since then, with efforts of many researchers and doctors, including Dr. Michael Greger, Dr. Colin Campbell, to just name a few, and their tireless work, we have abundant data to support the medical benefits of this kind of diet. Just to give you some examples, a patient lost 10 pounds in 2 months While switching to whole food plant-based diet, she was an insulin dependent diabetic and was only seeing a rise in her A1C levels as well as insulin dosage. But having switched to a whole food plant-based diet, she was able to cut back her insulin dosage to half the quantity and reduce her A1C by 2 points in just 2 months. We have a patient that was dependent on oxygen tank. He had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and he needed constant oxygen supply to go around his day-to-day life. By switching to a whole food plant-based diet, he was not only able to get off the dependence on oxygen, but he was also able to be more active to a point that he got certified as a personal trainer and now is an owner of a gym. All this transformation took place in just 1 year. So these are just a few of the hugely transformative changes that we have seen in the patients, and there are a few side effects to this diet, but they are only positive ones. For example, saving the earth from climatic changes. Did you know that dairy and animal industry was responsible for more greenhouse emissions than Shell, Exxon and BP combined? Finally, you will help millions of animals. You will save them from getting tortured if you learn about the animal industry and how it exploits the animals to make sure that we have a steady supply of dairy and meat products. It's heartbreaking. So you will save those millions of animals from that torture as well. There are a lot of grassroots movements taking place in each community to promote healthy whole food plant-based diet or lifestyle, where you can learn more about it as well as get support from others trying to make that switch as well. You can go to plantpurepods.com. I will include that information at the end of this presentation, where you can find local community grassroots movement to help you make the change. There are 2 in Frisco. One of them is Green and Fit Frisco, and the other one is Living Veg. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope I have been able to provide you with some information that is helpful, and please reach out should I be able to help you in any other way. Thank you.